Early on in our project, we understood that one of our bigger challenges was really in how the regulations were going to impact the technology. It's somewhat leapfrogging some of the existing regulations. We are going to have to influence the regulatory bodies that approve our products, and the user group is an excellent way to bring us together to have these conversations.
The user group is a group of people that have kind of bought into the trend early of gloveless robotic isolators, knowing that we need to stay at least somewhat aligned in terms of how we're going to justify using this equipment to the health authorities.
So one of the outputs from the user group is publication, where we're presenting environmental monitoring data by a number of different companies that use these systems that have been producing GMP product.
So the data is specific to production data related to environmental monitoring in a gloveless robotic isolator. When we first knew about the technology and on paper everything looked good from a design perspective, now is the time, a few years later, that we have that data pertaining to non-viable particulates across multiple users, viable results across multiple users, media fill data, you name it. So we basically compiled what we have to say, here's what the data looks like. I think the beauty of that is the machine that we have at my company, we can now see is the same as the other ones. So we know that they're standard.
There's no hesitation about sharing this data because it looks really good. It bolsters the theory of these closed isolators. The environment that we're monitoring, whether the SA25 is in South Florida or Michigan or Canada or Europe, that environment's identical, right? The unit creates the environment. Historically, environmental monitoring programs have been developed around the risks to the environment. For aseptic processing, the risk is human-borne contamination. Following principles of risk management, the first thing you would do is, if you can, remove the risk. And this system does this utterly and completely, right? It's a sealed unit. There are no personnel interventions.
The biggest risk that companies have is on their personnel. So the further you can get people removed from the operation, the lower your risk is going to be. So outside of a gloveless robotic isolator, there are still risks for a standard isolator because people still have to put their hands into glove ports. Yes, the gloves are decontaminated, but then you have to manage the gloves being integral and things of that nature. So from an environmental monitoring perspective, remove the person, remove the risk.
This presents an opportunity now where there is a standardized filling workcell that allows a group of users to kind of collaborate around. So when we think about, closed isolators with robotic handling, that's all about removing the operator from the environment. And if you've removed the number one source of contamination, the approach to how you monitor can drastically change. That's the evolution that we're looking at right now, is the way that we're monitoring the environment no longer applies to the way that we're doing the activities.
So we put in a lot of effort to put filings together, regulatory briefing packages, product fills, stability data, and all of that to expedite the amount of time it would take to actually get approval on these products. And we've done that.
We're creating resources that will be available to the regulatory agencies to be able to go and reference this and see, okay, this is how these systems are really being used. This is real data that supports the technology.
It used to be that industry's relationship, I think, with the regulators was almost antagonistic, right? That's evolved too, to the point where it's collaborative. The FDA doesn't want to tell us what to do or how to do it. They want to work with us to create the best, most effective medicines that are of the highest quality and safe for the patient population.
So we're now presenting something brand new to the regulatory agencies. So we're really looking to help make them comfortable with the direction that we're taking. We're aware of the role that we play in providing these pharmaceutical products to the patients.